The Dead Man by Sholem Asch. Translated by Caraid O'Brien. A radio drama presented by the Yiddish Book Center as part of Carnegie Hall's Voices of Hope. The time is 1919, a few months after the end of World War I, in the ruins of a small village in Eastern Europe, somewhere near a border. The surviving Jewish community gathers together to plan their future. Act 1 opens in a synagogue, half reduced to rubble that has been turned into a temporary shelter for the bombed-out village. Exhausted, hungry, and wounded people find refuge in the corners of the once beautiful building. A madwoman, festooned with ribbons bearing different slogans, wears a placard with a giant Star of David on one side and "Long Live the Revolution" written in Russian on the other side. She stands behind the lectern and addresses the prostrate shadows.
Oh, how did we all get here? From the four corners of the world. Our world is a rat cage. And someone torched the four corners of that cage. And the rat scurried out from the fire. God ran up to heaven, slammed the door behind him. He was afraid that it would reach him, too. The old world is sick. The patient longs for death. Fools hold on. Madmen lead the way.
This is what I survived for? Lunatics living in the synagogue. There are no prayer books left. Good that people still remember a little by heart.
And now this. A synagogue is no place for crazies. Shah, out! All kinds of people are wandering around the country now. Difficult to know who's from here, who's a foreigner.
What difference does it make? Everyone looks familiar. Everyone looks foreign. Do you know where you'll be tomorrow?
No. The synagogue is only for the locals. Our people are struggling to return home from other countries. Their houses are destroyed. They'll have to live in the synagogue for the time being. First, we need to worry about ourselves. Then we can deal with the others. Why have they been dumped on us? They're flooding us like an ocean. We can barely cope with our own people. Every day, new people arrive. Where are we going to shelter them all?
It's no secret the world was destroyed. God sent us a storm. The entire town decimated. Entire cities wiped out across the entire country. People don't know who is here, who is there, who is alive, who is dead.
It has to stop. We have to put an end to this tragedy. We have to start living like human beings. A new beginning, a completely new beginning. We must start living again now. If we don't, nothing will ever change. Oh, just look what they've turned the synagogue into. A poorhouse. A lunatic asylum. Before we do anything else, we must draw a line between foreigners and our own people. If we don't, nothing will ever happen. Then we have to put a roof on the synagogue. It's urgent that we begin to live anew. If not, nothing will ever happen. Reb Baruch, what do you say?
First, we have to rebuild the community. If we want to have a synagogue, we must have a community. Without people, without community, there is no synagogue.
And what about a Talmud Torah? First thing, we need to hire a teacher, a melamed for the children. What is a city without learning? When we have a school, only then will we have a city.
And I think also a small hospital. Our people are returning from foreign lands. There are so many wounded. Rachmana litzlan. God have mercy on us. I think we need a hospital.
And tell me, what else does your heart desire? Perhaps also a nursing home? With Jews, it's always the same. We don't even have a homeless shelter, not even a roof over the synagogue, and he wants a hospital already. Keep your wants to yourself until later.
I only meant that with so many sick people, God have mercy.
Before we do anything else, what about this shelter? I'll give a wall from my house. In any case, my home has been destroyed. The Goyim pulled it down when we weren't there. Reb Baruch, how much will you give? You usually give something.
From what's left of my estate?
We give what we have. It is crucial that we figure out how to live like we did before.
Oh, take the roof from my house to cover the synagogue. It's better my house is without a roof than the synagogue.
We already have a roof for the synagogue and a wall for the shelter. Who can give something? Reb Chaim, why aren't you saying anything?
Take the window and the door from my house. I've nothing left to steal, and spring will be here soon enough.
Jews, look, we are rebuilding our town. We are rebuilding our town. Ova! Ova!
Wait. I think we need to hold off on rebuilding the synagogue until our neighbors return from the war. It's not right for us to snap up all the mitzvahs and do all the good deeds ourselves.
There'll be plenty left for them to do.
You should write to America. I was in Lachmanov. The Jews there receive a ton of support from America. Sacks of money.
That's what they say. What are you building? A shelter? A synagogue? Write to America and you'll soon have a shelter. A shul.
You can say that again.
You'll have bread. Whatever you want, you'll have.
If only we knew the way to America, then we wouldn't need to worry. If America only knew of our troubles.
What's this about America?
Who's talking about America?
What's this about America?
My oldest son is there.
My uncle, my mother's brother.
What are you talking about?
Was?
America, my husband's there. My husband.
Wer ist uns?
Take this address. I'm begging you, take this address.
Take this address.
Here, have this address.
Here, take this address. I'm begging you, take this address. Here, you have the address.
Everyone calm down. We have not found the way to America yet.
Such smart Jews. They're so much smarter than everyone else. Building a synagogue, a shelter. Ooh, if only they knew the way to America.
We're cut off from the world. We're all alone. War on all sides. Death lays in wait on every journey. We don't know who we belong to. Today we're one country, tomorrow another. We have no one to go to. No one is paying attention to us.
Then why are you still speaking about America? Shut up already about America. Better to say nothing.
Why do you have to pour salt on our wounds?
Oh, America. If only I could will it so that this little piece of paper would take me there to my brother's son. We called him Labish at home. I lent him his first 25 bills when he was traveling to America. If he knew what kind of situation I was in, Shah! I even go to my brother-in-law, my wife's brother. In Brooklyn, he lives near New York. At home, we used to call him Chaim the Wigmaker. Ach, Gott in you, Tat in you. If I could just write him a letter, I would win everyone over, you know, as I live and breathe, as you see me standing here alive.
We're more connected to America than you are. We've very close relatives in America. A nephew, a brother-in-law. So what, a nephew? So what, a brother-in-law? My own son is in America, do you understand? Right here. Here are the addresses.
Give me a break. So it's their America already. My own husband lives there, the father of my children, and it's their America. A pox on all their houses. They don't know what they're talking about. It's their America.
Don't argue, don't argue. There's enough of America for all of you. America's big enough. Let's first figure out how to get to America.
I just want to know one thing. Are they thinking about us at all? Do they even care?
What's the difference if they can't help us?
Shah, don't say that. Every day new Jews are arriving. Maybe we can find out more from them.
More Jews enter, carrying bundles on their backs.
Ah, locals? Sholem Alechem. Welcome.
We're on our way back to our village.
Where are you coming from?
We come from the other side, where it was once Russia.
And what's there now?
Chaos and emptiness, the way it was before God created the world.
No, it's like the time of the flood.
What are you saying?
It's an abandoned world. Whoever wants, whoever can, comes and takes.
There's no law and there's no judge.
God's punishment for Cain's sin. After so many years of bloodshed, after blaspheming God, the clouds gather long before the storm crashes down. And of our brothers, the sons of Israel, what news do you have?
What? Was?
What?
Was?
Jewish blood flows down the streets like a river.
It's like the destruction of Jerusalem.
With fire and sword, the enemy annihilates us. Whoever escapes the sword perishes in the fire.
And whoever escapes the fire succumbs to plagues and epidemics.
We've been erased from the face of the earth.
Oy vey, uns.
Oh, pain!
Why is this happening to us? Why does God beat us for a stranger's sin?
We see only our suffering because we are in pain. Can't you see God's hand in there? We have begged him day and night to show us his righteousness and erase the evil empires from the face of the earth with a burning hand. Today it's happening. We're the miracle before our own eyes. God decimated a strong and powerful enemy, and we're not happy about it because it upsets our own lives.